real healing needs to take place up in the head, the kingdom of God, the mind. In the mind is a divine operating system that God gave us. And through the clarity of the mind, when the mind works properly, we have a connection directly to God through the mind, through the subconscious mind. We become a co-creator with the divine. But the system, the matrix, has led people into a trap of sorts that it's one of its main objectives is to lead people away from God through polluting the minds of the masses. Because once the mind undergoes enough trauma, once the mind develops enough personal split personalities, and a lot of people have these through the trauma-based mind control, guys, you become like it's like a form of advanced, like schizophrenia. Because people are living a non-authentic life, separated from the truth of what God designed them to be. They've been molded into something else. It's like it's an alter ego that you believe is yourself. But is it really? Because I can tell you undeniably that there's a hell of a lot more to this than meets the eye. And that through my own experiences, I've been able to unravel certain truths that show me directly that, holy shit, look at what they've done. Look at what the devil has succeeded in achieving. And by devil, I mean the evil one that uses this culture and the entertainment, etc., to break the minds of God's children. Does that make sense? What are you talking about God for, sacred serpent? What the fuck? I always talk about that. What do you think Kundalini is? It's a very faith-based channel, if you catch my drift. Your name's Sacred Serpent. What are you talking about? Isn't the serpent the devil? Obviously, you can't read between the lines. So the reality that we live in, unfortunately, it tricks people into being led away from God through tampering with this. And the things that tamper with this, we learn to love. The stupid fucking phones and the Xboxes and the PlayStations and all the nonsense. Guys, remember, you're losing time. You are losing time. You are probably not going to live forever. I hope that you do. I know I want to live beyond 100. I'm preparing for that, but I'm also aware of the fact that that might not happen. I don't have all the time in the world. And I sure as hell don't want to die with the baggage in my mind of feeling like a failure because I didn't act on the opportunities that were given to me to make change, to do great things here. Do you see what I'm saying? Stop acting like you have nothing but time. Your death is stalking you. It is hunting you tirelessly, without fail. Every second that goes by, another grain of sand spills out of the hourglass. What are you talking about, Sacred Serpent? Why you fucking reminded me of this stuff? That's scary. It's the truth. The truth doesn't care about your fear. And only through acknowledging the truth can you develop the huevos, the balls, to be able to deal with it. You guys, the truth is going to exist regardless of how you feel about it. So you should learn to make peace with the truth by becoming a strong version of yourself that's capable, so that you can do the things in life that are in line with your will, with God's will. Again, we are in a state of hypnosis. In a state of hypnosis, you waste time not even being aware of it until you have no time left. You know how many people die regretting the fact that, holy shit, I did not do what I should have done. You've got to heal this. There's no other way. There is no other way. So I've got the Inner Temple course coming out, an extensive course on exactly how to do the Inner Temple. I've mentioned this for over, I think, 2 years now. I've been putting it off and off and off, and I've received a hell of a lot of comments from people, emails, etc., messages on Instagram. When's the Inner Temple course coming out? Not only is the Inner Temple course coming out, and the Inner Temple, for those who don't know, is one of the 4 inner magical exercises that we use so that we can develop beyond the system's fucking vice grip that it has us in. Aside from the Inner Temple aside from, if I can speak today, the Inner Temple course, I also have a large body of other courses on magic. So that you can finally have a resource that works when it comes to magic, because 99% of the people authoring works on magic clearly don't know what they're talking about. They are promoting a mentally ill version of what magic is that does nothing but drag you down even further. Magic is the art and science of the mind. Mental mastery. What is mental mastery? Well, first and foremost, mental mastery is removing the parts of your mind that are causing you to not have mental mastery. You've got to heal your mind. And this is done with magic, folks, which again is the art of the mind, fixing the mind in nourishing the unconscious, subconscious, automatic mind, so that you can, over a period of time, gather momentum through your changes that you make mentally and become the greatest version of yourself. And then once you get to a certain state of clarity, you can achieve the consciousness of the magician, which the magician is just the purified man or woman who has done what is necessary to heal his or herself according to God's instructions. And then they, in doing so, become a co-creator with the divine. And that's why the magician is known for being able to create miracles, or the things that he or she can do with just their mind appears to be a miracle. It's because you've achieved a state of godhood by getting back on track with God's will for you. And you've got to remove the temptation and all the devil's bullshit to get to that point. Do you see what I'm saying? You can become the magus. But I have a large body of other materials that will be available for instant download. You know, I've contemplated writing books on magic, and I've been working on one for years. I keep putting it off because you know how it is. I myself am a perfectionist, and I'll write something and then go read it 3 months later and go, what the fuck was I thinking? I can get more information out through videos, but I've waited a very long time because I've felt like there was still parts of my own development that needed to reach maturity before I could consider my lessons to be the true lessons of a teacher. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm 34 years old now. I've been obsessed with this stuff since my teens. I wanted to write books in my teens, in my early 20s, in my mid-20s. I wanted to pen materials, but every time I would do this, there would be something that motivated me to stop. Not ready yet, right? I had not reached a certain state of maturity necessary to be able to teach things properly. I believe I am now at that state. I've been through a lot as a 34-and-a-half-year-old man. And it's not a matter of bragging or tooting my own horn, but I've seen things that many people, I'd say the mass weight of humanity, will go to their death never seeing or being aware of. We exist in a hyper-complicated quantum vortex matrix puzzle grid. A natural kingdom of God that has been turned into a prison system by way of the matrix being established within the ecotone of Gaia, if that makes sense. Anyways, you guys, I'm going to wrap this one up. I hope and pray that you can get on the right track, and I absolutely and undeniably hope that this message brought you some degree of benefit. I hope that at the end of the day, it could at least make you think that maybe, just maybe, there's more to what's going on than meets the eye. And maybe, just maybe, I'm not the best version of myself yet. And that's not to promote fear, but guys, anytime you think you've got it figured out, that is a dangerous man-eating trap. Because if you think that you've got it figured out, you will reach a certain state of stagnation where you don't grow.